All right, gentlemen and ladies and everybody else that's tuning in, Peter Joseph is here. We're going to get to the bottom of shit. We're going to get to the bottom of shit.
Or if you will, but
do you feel like at this point you have like a zeitgeist act? Almost, and I say act, not that it's bullshit, but almost like with stand-up comedy, you know, you have subjects that you know you're going to go into, and then once you get into those subjects, you have stuff that you already always say.
Sure. Well, it depends on the circumstance. It's a vast range of stuff. I mean, I could ramble on about a lot of other different issues. If you want to go back for, I mean, yeah, so it's formulaic, obviously. Like if I'm addressing Occupy Wall Street, I have a very specific kind of gesture I'm going for, a little more anarchy-oriented. You know, I'm trying to relate to their values, a little more angry. Because everyone wants to get riled up, and you really can't be.
So you have a fired up speech that you give.
I can give the angry Peter Joseph speech if I have
to. Again, that's a great way to get to that hippie pussy. You got to be a leader that's pissed off.
In any communication, you need strategy. So I try my best to collar my strategy, just like I'm doing right now with you.
Yeah, well, your main gig is this now. I mean, this is essentially what you're doing. You do your music.
Well, I'm a filmmaker. The music's on the sidelines. I do that as a hobby. We do art festivals and things like that to kind of make a little fun out of things. The Socially Conscious Art Festival we had a while back. But you know, the music's on the sidelines. The film I have a new film coming out at the end of this year.
And what is that?
Zeitgeist Beyond the Pale. Hopefully by the end of 2012. I'm not completely set on that, but it's going to be the fourth. It's going to be a live action one. I'm not going to give away too much about it. But
live action one, meaning?
So I mean, it's going to be a documentary, but it's going to be a very untraditional documentary. Again, I don't want to talk about it but it's going to be very interesting. I do a lot of character establishment with this one.
This is
I've got actors in this one. It's same ideas, same pushing forward with this broad social expansion, the idea of what a rational society is. And kind of, did you see moving forward? It's going to be a similar portrayal of the third film, but in a gestural sense, which I think I'm excited to do because I've never done something like that.
Well, that's a kind of a cool concept to actually show people as actors moving forward, creating some new society.
It's not exactly like that.
No?
The fifth film I'll do, the trilogy will, well, not the trilogy, the whole series will end in the fifth film. This is building up to the fifth film. But
the fifth film's going to be a puppet show we do in a cave. you can have a fucking marionette act. We're going to have a nice fire. We're going to lay over some bear that we just killed. As we clean the meat, you'll do your puppet show. You'll explain how it all went down.
Post-apocalyptic.
Yeah.
right.
Explain how it all went down.
Right.
Do you think we're in danger of that? Do you think we're in danger of nuclear war? Is it within our grasp that we're that stupid that we might start bombing Iran and they start bombing us?
Well, the big argument is how mature a society is. You know, if you have molecular engineering, which is coming to fruition, and you can have someone using nanotechnology create off the shelf with a very small lab, a very destructive piece of equipment the size of this bottle that can wipe out or poison or do whatever the hell knows to a very large landmass. What does that say about the culture that feels the need to do that? Because now we have a rebellion across the world in real terrorism, not the farce terrorism, but there really is this angst that's emerged from all this deprivation, from abuse, blowback, if you want to look at it in a Chomsky kind of view. I think it's a little more complicated than that psychologically. And what's going to happen? We have a whole group of people that are so pissed and they're so deprived that they begin to have abilities with technology that far exceed anything like a grenade or a suitcase bomb. So nuclear war, as an extension of that, seems almost inevitable, not to mention the small destructive patterns that we could have.
I don't think people even realize that potential is on the horizon because our world is so programmed by our daily experiences. We're so used to certain experiences and a level of those experiences, and we're not, you know, the idea that we're at war to us is some sort of a vague thing that you see on television, unless you've actually been over there.
It goes back to the point I made earlier about the broad collective social conscious versus the individual. Until we begin to look at society in a social way, when you look at each other as yourself, it's not even poetic here. It's just you can't have social stability until everyone's taking